Hey guys, it's Gab from Ace Maverick Media, and today I actually wanted to share with you a test that I did on a particular post. Now, some of you may or may not know this, but Facebook actually introduced a new targeting audience when you actually post to a page. So I actually wanted to run a test because we have been running into some issues trying to reach the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community for this particular page. Now, I wanted to do a test, but I actually did do the test, and so far it's running actually pretty well. But to actually do this, what you'd actually do first is upload either your photo or your video. So let's just say in this particular one, I'll be posting this one for tomorrow. And here, right at the bottom, you actually have a choice now to target your preferred audience. Now, this can prove to be two things, okay? It could either prove to be extremely helpful to people that have a very niche page, okay? It can prove to be extremely valuable. Or it can prove to be the latter, okay? It could prove to kill your reach if you know nothing about your audience, because if you pick the wrong target, you could be pretty much dead in the water, okay? So you really, for this particular feature, if you were in a very niche specific area, then definitely you want to maybe go ahead and try to target a specific audience. If you don't have a very specific area and you don't understand your audience, then you might have to tread the waters a little bit more lightly, okay? So in this particular case, let's just say for this particular video, I have no idea who I would actually target. Granted, I do know my audience. I do know the type of audience that responds well to this type of humor. But because it's so broad, I typically don't like to put an interest. But let's just say, just for shits and giggles in this particular case, okay, let me actually just use the same video I used last time. So 4 hours ago, I posted one from Flow Grappling. So here we go. Here's the one I posted from Flow, and basically here is where you set your target. Okay, so in this particular case, I actually just put international Brazilian, there you go. Okay, so that's what I had put, international Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, and there you go. So I could have also picked Gracie Humeta. I could have also picked Andreu Gavallo. I could have picked 100 different interests. Unfortunately, I did not. Okay, I only picked the one International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation because I wanted to do a test. Now, I actually have a perfect audience actually set up for Kit's page. When I started working on this page, when I started overseeing this page in August of 2014. I had built basically the blueprint for this page to help him get to get his likes and to get this epic reach. And one of the things is we did drive a very limited amount of ads because we didn't really have much budget. So when I did create the ads, I had such an amazing target audience that I built everything around that. But unfortunately, Facebook is not allowing me to actually pull that custom audience anymore, because when you actually create an ad, once you create a custom audience, you can actually save that targeted custom audience, and Facebook is not allowing you to do that right now. But at least they're giving you the option to add the additional interest, which is great. Now, like I said, this is a great place to put it if you're very niche specific, if you know who it is that does interact specifically with your page, okay, that engages with your page. Very different, okay? It's very important that you understand that. Now, here also, you also have the audience restrictions. Audience restrictions is key, okay? I know for this particular page, the most engaging users, especially for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, are between the ages of 21 and 35, okay? Actually 36. Anything but beyond that, there's not as much engagement. So my most engaged users are that, okay? And the same thing here too. I could have actually put locations, but remember, the more restrictions you put on this, the greater you might actually harm your reach. So these are things that you definitely want to be aware of. So there's nothing wrong with testing. You know, for this particular case, I did kind of leave it open and broad because I wanted to test. I know my targeted countries, which countries do best, We already know it's Australia. It's already know it's US and Australia. Those are the two biggest countries for this particular audience. And then it goes to the UK. So I already know, but I didn't want to just make it so specific. Same thing here too with languages you could have done. Then you basically save it, targets it, right? So let's just get rid of this one. So let's actually just go to the actual post itself. So this is the actual post itself. Let's actually take a look at the insights. Let's see what's going on here. So I posted this about 4 hours ago. Okay, we're at 82,000 reach. Probably by the end of the night, by midnight, we'll probably be at about 100,000. And you can actually see here it's targeted, right? So here you could see the difference here. This is public. So now when it's targeted, you have this nice little different icon here under the targeting range, under the targeted field. So let's look at the insights. Okay, so here you can actually tell the video. You can see the minutes viewed. I think this is about a 1 minute video if I'm not mistaken. It should have definitely been cut down to about 30 seconds, but I didn't have time to cut it, unfortunately. So I kept it the original. Typically, I always cut the videos when I do post them. So let's just say here for preferred audience. So you can actually see here for the preferred audience that for the audience that I actually did target, it reached 19%. Okay, which I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, unfortunately, there's no way to unfortunately split test with Facebook. That's one of the downsides to this, is there's no way for me to split test. It would be great if I'd be able to do duplicate posts, split test it, see how it does so that I know going forward what to do. But of course, Facebook is not about organic traffic. Facebook is all about paid traffic. But if you know how to do organic traffic, it can work to your benefit. So this is the whole point, is really understanding your audience so that you avoid paying for any page posts. So as you can see here, it did reach that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu target, and I am hoping by the end of the night, I do know, not that I'm hoping, I know this will hit 100,000 by midnight. By tomorrow, at least by end of day tomorrow, I probably predicted about 150, 175,000 reach by the end of the day. I'm hoping it will pick up a lot more traction, because typically posts do better typically when you post it on a Sunday. Then Monday it peaks, then it starts to go down usually on a Tuesday. So Sundays are typically the best time to post for Facebook for this particular page, not for your particular page. That would be different. And that's actually something that I do teach in my Get Massive Social Reach course, and it breaks down everything for you in terms of audience and understanding more. So I do encourage you guys to go in and test this feature, okay? Again, just test it, okay? If you're niche specific, then go after your niche specific interests if you know them. If you don't, then there's nothing wrong with testing. Go ahead and test it. Just to make sure you have all the right parameters in there in order to make sure that you're running a valid test. If you guys have any questions or concerns, just email Gabriella at acemaverickmedia.com. Thanks so much, guys.